We're live here at the University Sports Complex in Hanover, Massachusetts. This is the Arizona Heat Elite versus the Tidewater Piranhas. Tidewater Piranhas hailing from Virginia. And there's a foul early on number 43, Sam Sawyer, for the Piranhas. Arizona Heat Elite hailing from Mesa, Arizona. The lineups for each team: in goal, number 12, John Rosser. The captain for the Piranhas, number 5, Kevin Mulholland. On the near side, number 43, Sam Sawyer. And there's a shot deflected out of play. And the last player on the floor for the Piranhas, number 98, Nikki Dwyer. For the Arizona Heat Elite, in goal, number 18, Izzy Lopez Morton. Taking the kick, number 22, Joey Wells. At the top of the goal area, number 42, Mark Harden. And here on the near side, number 3, Eric Jocelyn. Wells now sent out by Mulholland. And so now the Heat Elite with an early opportunity here. Captain Joey Wells. Wells across the box to Jocelyn, who misses the cross. Oh my goodness, a prime scoring opportunity for the Heat Elite. Kevin Mulholland, a member of the U.S. national team that went down to Rio de Janeiro last year to play in that international competition. The United States coming away with first place in that one. And Joey Wells, a former member of not only the... Oh, and there's a shot by Joey Wells. Nice save. Oh, and a collision. And that's the thing about Joey Wells. Having had a chance to play with Joey on the Arizona State Sun Devils a couple seasons ago, he will take a shot from pretty much anywhere. And he also has good ball control, so the Piranhas really need to watch out for him. And that ball sent down the floor, and we got a 2-on-1 violation against the Heat Elite. Mulholland, a very soft shot towards the Heat Elite goal area. Nikki Dwyer now with a shot. Oh, and she just slips it wide past the post. Wells, that one off of Jocelyn. Now the Piranhas with another opportunity here. Kevin Mulholland for the Tidewater Piranhas, setting up his offense. Nikki Dwyer at the top of the area. Sam Sawyer on the far side. Joey Wells, the defender for the Heat Elite. Dwyer just kind of slices the ball down towards the Heat Elite defense, and Wells has no choice but to just kind of chop it out of play. Mulholland. Kevin Mulholland. Nikki Dwyer. Oh, and she sends the ball wide. Sawyer. Too far at the top of the goal area. Tidewater Piranhas giving the Heat Elite a lot of space down there in the goal area, allowing Joey Wells the opportunity to just kind of drive the ball out. Mulholland unwinds a shot. Wells reads that one easily, and it goes out. Sawyer going to look for Mulholland here. Mulholland redirects the ball, but that one's going wide. Wells is right there. Mulholland and Wells fighting for the ball. It goes out. Piranhas once again with an opportunity, and the Arizona Heat Elite having a difficult time trying to get the ball out of the area. And there's a shot that goes across. It's saved. Oh, and that ball ricochets around. And now Sawyer and Wells. Sam Sawyer, Joey Wells. Joey Wells just exerting his will on Sawyer here, just ripping the ball down the floor. And now Joey Wells, Kevin Mulholland there to meet him. That ball bouncing out. It looked like that went off of Mulholland. But either way, Joey Wells will once again take a kick. Wells now. Oh, and that one a wasted opportunity by the Heat Elite. Mark Harden now sending that one to Nikki Dwyer, who plays for the Piranhas. Joey Wells getting around Dwyer. There's a collision near midcourt. Referee Shane Butler calling it against Harden. Mulholland to Dwyer. Dwyer redirects the ball. Wells clears it out. Mulholland, Wells, the deflection. Sawyer, that goes off the front of his guard. Mulholland keeps it in. Joey Wells now for the Arizona Heat Elite, trying to clear the ball out of the area. Mulholland doing his best to try to keep it in, but Wells seems to be winning this battle, and he does. The pass to Harden. Mark Harden, down the floor he goes. John Rosser, the keeper for the Tidewater Piranhas, clears the ball. Oh, Wells keeps it in. Wells could have just let it go out of play and set up an opportunity for his team, but Joey Wells with the ball. Nicky Dwyer has to let it go. Joey Wells, Kevin Mulholland. That one last touched by Wells. Oh, and the official almost gets taken out there. And on the court across from us, the Vermont Chargers 1, Henry County Hotshots 0. Trying to get in place for the Heat Elite. Joey Wells taking a shot. Oh, and that one's directly on goal. Wells saw a small gap in the Piranhas defense. Jocelyn rotates out to avoid the 2-on-1. Wells with the cross. Didn't quite get the right angle on it, but it's going to go off of the Tidewater defense at the top of the area. Wells to Harden. Harden back to Wells. Oh, and Kevin Mulholland sends it out. Wells sends it across. Mulholland clears. Out of play it goes. It's going to be an indirect free kick for the Arizona Heat Elite. This is a great opportunity for the Heat Elite to get on the board first. What can the Piranhas defense do? Very nicely done. Wells with a shot and a save by Mulholland. Sam Sawyer now sends the ball down the floor, and it's going to go out for the Heat Elite. Great defense by the Tidewater Piranhas. Sawyer over to Mulholland. Mulholland, wrong angle on the ball. Now Eric Jocelyn. Now with the ball. Oh, and he lets the ball slip in front of him there, and he can't regain control. It's going to go out. Mulholland. Oh, and a collision there. Wells tried to save the ball, but he couldn't do it. Mulholland sends the ball up the floor. It's sent out by Wells. Smith, that ball bounces off of him. Mulholland with a cross to Sawyer. Cut out by Wells. Rosser makes a save, but he comes out of the area. Eric Jocelyn once again. Oh, my goodness. And that one, just the run of play. Eric Jocelyn couldn't quite get there in time. Another opportunity. That's 3 now for the Arizona Heat Elite. This game could easily be out of control right now, but as it stands, it's 0-0. We got about 6 minutes left here in the first half.
Mark, don't need anything this way. You got to get down over there. Come on. Eric, get in there where you're supposed to be. Come on. Down further.
Arizona Heat Elite ball. Wells takes a shot behind Mulholland, and that's a goal. A direct kick straight through. Mulholland misread that. And Joey Wells has broken this scoreless draw. Arizona Heat Elite 1. Tidewater Piranhas 0. Wonderful shot by Joey Wells. And now Sam Sawyer in the center for the Piranhas. And that was a weak pass there that was easily intercepted by Mark Harden. And that's a 2-on-1 on the Piranhas. And now the Heat Elite setting up once again, trying to get 2 on the board. Wells takes a shot. Oh, and Rosser not ready. But he saves it just in the nick of time. My goodness, Joey Wells saw an opening. Rosser wasn't ready, but he was able to recover quickly enough to make the save. And now the Heat Elite. Wells takes a shot. Oh, and Eric Jocelyn couldn't quite get the deflection. And now Smith with a pass to Mulholland. Mulholland moving down the floor. Izzy Lopez Morton comes out of the goal area. That's going to be a 2-on-1 on the Arizona Heat Elite. Lopez Morton a little too aggressive there. And so now the Piranhas have a nice opportunity here. Can they score and pull this game level? Mulholland over to Smith. On that ball behind Smith too far. Wells makes the save. Joey Wells up the floor he goes. Marcus Smith trying to bring it back. Wells lets the ball roll out of play. There seems to be some discussion on where the ball is going to be kicked from, and it was a goal kick, so now the Heat Elite trying to clear out of their area. And the Piranhas have had a few glimpses where they've had opportunities to score, but they haven't been able to convert yet. Harden. Nicely done by Mulholland. Oh, and a foul on Harden there. A little bit of a chippiness going on there as Mulholland retaliates just a little bit now. The official needs to make sure this match stays under control here. Certainly don't think there was any malice by Harden there, but and that foul. A foul on the Tidewater Piranhas, and now the Arizona Heat Elite will take control.
Good ball, Eric. Pay attention.
Joey Wells now trying to get on the other side of Sawyer. Sawyer playing defense. Oh, and there's a collision there between the two. And we're going to get an obstruction foul on Sawyer. You can't block the progress of the attacking player as they try to gain position. And Sawyer just really kind of followed him down the floor. Now, you can follow him, but you can't stop him from moving, and that's what Sawyer did there. So now Wells. A shot directly through onto Mulholland. That ball deflects out of play for the Arizona Heat Elite. Wells getting around Smith. Mulholland close to a 2-on-1. And there was Sawyer and Mulholland. And really, you're seeing, not just on the side of the Piranhas or the Heat Elite, but a lot of these teams that are having the 2-on-1 issues this weekend, it really seems like it's coming down to a lack of communication. Teammates aren't talking to each other out there, and it seems like a lot of times they seem to not know where they are on the floor, in terms of their teammates. And so you hope that maybe in the offseason, the teams especially that are having the most trouble with these 2-on-1s will go back and work on this communication and things like that to help alleviate some of the turnovers that are being caused here. And there's the halftime whistle. The Arizona Heat Elite versus the Tidewater Piranhas. I want to welcome all of you. You're watching the 2015 MK Battery USPSA Founders and Presidents Conference Cup Tournament for Power Soccer Shop. I'm Tony Jackson. We're broadcasting live from the University Sports Complex in Hanover, Massachusetts, about a half hour south of Boston. And we're going to have a 2-on-1 violation early on here against the Tidewater Piranhas. And so now the Arizona Heat Elite looking to increase their 1-0 lead. Joey Wells now. John Rosser, the keeper for the Piranhas, makes the save. Wells. Sawyer. Oh, nicely done to get it away from Wells. Move by Wells. Now Wells sends it straight down and he sends it wide of the post. That was a pretty good idea as Rosser just was not ready for that again. And Rosser almost got burned on that once already. He needs to be careful defending that post over there because Wells, he's going to always be looking for that gap now that he knows that Rosser is going to give it up. So Rosser now over to Sawyer. Sawyer, the cross to Smith, and that's a 2-on-1. Wells and Jocelyn committing the infraction. Smith now. Oh, and that ball just squeaks between Dwyer and Harden. And now the Heat Elite with control. Wells. Sawyer. Oh, and Sawyer backed up too much, and now Wells. Down the floor he goes. Rosser coming out. Smith now holds the ball, and even though they need to clear it, Smith gets the ball taken away by Wells. Sawyer Wells. So now Mark Harden for the Heat Elite. Wells, the pass off to Harden. Rosser. Oh, and that ball bounces around in a collision. Harden and Rosser, neither one of them are going to slow down. But that's going to be a foul on Harden, and Rosser's guard almost gets sent through the floor here. And the Piranhas, very fortunate that they're only down by 1. That ball sent out. Wells trying to get around Marcus Smith. Wells driving Smith. Wells now. Smith doing well to hold on, but Wells getting it behind Smith. Well done. Nice recovery by Smith. But Wells now just driving down the floor. Gets behind Rosser. Oh, a nice save by Sawyer. Sam Sawyer now. Great defense. Turning Wells around the other way. Sawyer, Wells, down the floor they go. Wells getting around the ball, saves it, gets it past Sawyer. Now Harden takes over. Mark Harden. Nikki Dwyer now trying to stop Harden and bring the ball back the other way for her team. Nicely done by Dwyer. Wells. Wells very patiently takes the ball away from Dwyer. Wells. Sawyer, the last one to touch that one. That one passed back to Wells. Joey Wells now. Nikki Dwyer causing all kinds of fits for Wells, but Wells gets away. Dwyer catches up nicely, but Wells still moving the ball down the floor. You can hear the wheels of Nikki Dwyer's chair just screeching along the floor. There's a collision there. Rosser taking it away from Harden. Rosser, the keeper for the Tidewater Piranhas. Mark Harden doing battle here. Ball still in play. Still in play. Harden now with the cross. Sawyer now tries to send the ball down the floor. Wells is right there. Rosser retreats back into the goal area. It's knocked out by Smith. The Vermont Chargers 5-0 over the Henry County Hotshots. And Lakeshore Power up 4-0 over the Boston Breakers. Mulholland now. That ball going to Nikki Dwyer. Dwyer sends the ball down the floor, but Joey Wells is right there. Nicely read. Wells and Mulholland doing battle here. That ball springs loose. Mark Harden now for the Heat Elite. Marcus Smith trying to stop him. Smith getting around Wells. Nicely done, Marcus Smith. Nikki Dwyer has to rotate out to avoid the 2-on-1. Wells turns the ball around, can't recover it, and it's going to go out of play. Tidewater Piranhas with an opportunity here. 8 minutes gone by in the second half. Piranhas trailing 1-0. A nice goal by Joey Wells off the kick-in from this very spot where Kevin Mulholland is now going to kick the ball. Mulholland down to Smith. Smith takes a shot. Lopez Morton makes a save in this match. The Heat Elite doing a pretty good job of maintaining control here, but the Piranhas have had their moments. And now Joey Wells trying to get his teammates in place, but Mulholland's right there to send the ball down the floor. That one last touch by Harden. It's saved by Dwyer. Mulholland. Oh, and Mulholland mishandles the ball. It's going to go out for the Heat Elite. We have a close one here. It's 1-0 Arizona Heat Elite over the Tidewater Piranhas. Rosser now, the keeper, has to come up and make a play. Wells trying to get it behind him, but Rosser clears it out. Harden thought about going for a 180, but it's still in play. That one bouncing off Mulholland. Smith, that one last touching Wells. Tidewater Piranhas now. Mulholland. Wells for the Heat Elite. Marcus Smith trying to turn the ball down the floor, but Wells has got position on the ball. Up the floor he goes. Oh, nicely done, Marcus Smith. Mulholland to Dwyer. Oh, and Dwyer misplays the ball. And it's just going to roll out for the Heat Elite. Lakeshore Power up 6-0 on the Boston Breakers. On the far end of this facility. Nice facility here at University Sports Complex. And the Vermont Chargers. Looks like they just scored again. That would be 7 now for the Chargers. Oh, Kevin Mulholland's driving around Mark Harden there. That one last touch by Mulholland. Mulholland didn't look like he wanted to back up. Thought it went off of Harden, and I got to say I agree. But in any case, the Heat Elite now with the ball. Wells driving through the Piranha defense. Oh, and Rosser loses sight of the ball. Joey Wells just calmly swings the ball through. Heat Elite 2, Tidewater Piranhas 0. Tidewater Piranhas really need to start working their offense a little bit more here. There's still time to score, but they really need to start working. Sawyer now back in the match for the Piranhas in place of Marcus Smith. That ball still in play. Smartly let out. Mulholland. Wells sends it down to the Tidewater goal area. Mulholland trying to get around Wells. Joey Wells, Kevin Mulholland, nice battle going on here. And the cross, no one there to receive it. Oh, and Sawyer tried to send it off of Wells. Wells lets it go right by Mulholland. Very nice play by Joey Wells. Joey Wells looking to unleash a shot to Eric Jocelyn, who awaits on the far side. Oh, and that one bouncing off the back of Mark Harden. So now Wells has to take the ball again. Mulholland sends the ball down the floor. It rolls out for a Heat Elite goal kick. And again, the Piranhas time ticking away here. Oh, and a deflection. Saved by Lopez Morton. Kevin Mulholland was right there on it. Lopez Morton had to be deadly alert there because Mulholland almost got one back for his team. Now Rosser comes up to the top of the goal area. Joey Wells. Joey Wells trying to score one more time for his team. Wells gets it behind Mulholland. Harden with a shot behind Mulholland. Wells cleans it up and a score. Good ball movement there by the Heat Elite, and now they lead 3-0 over the Tidewater Piranhas. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how fast things can change here. Kevin Mulholland had an opportunity and almost scored for the Piranhas, but then on the counter, the Heat Elite come back and put one in. It's now 3-0 Arizona Heat Elite over the Tidewater Piranhas. Under 5 minutes to go here. Wells, Smith, Sam Sawyer on Joey Wells. Oh, Sawyer tried to go for a 180 shot. It was a nice attempt there, right idea, but just couldn't quite handle it cleanly. Joey Wells now carrying the ball at the floor. Marcus Smith right there in the middle, but Wells gets around him. Sawyer has to recover on defense. Oh, Eric Jocelyn with a pass back to Wells. Rosser spins around, tries to clear. Oh, Wells, the shot off of Sawyer. Now Nikki Dwyer, down the floor she goes. Lopez Morton with a save. Smith with a rebound and a goal. A mistake by Izzy Lopez Morton. Marcus Smith is right there to catch the deflection. Tidewater Piranhas now with a goal on the board. Arizona Heat Elite 3, Tidewater Piranhas 1. Not much time left, but if the Piranhas can take this and carry it forward, they might be able to get two more before the end of the match here. Oh, and that ball off of Marcus Smith. Can the Heat Elite get that one back? Just under 3 minutes left to go, and I got to say, Izzy Lopez Morton, that is the one cardinal rule that you must keep as a goalkeeper down there. Do not hit the ball back into oncoming traffic, because what happened will keep happening. And now Smith going to send the ball into Sawyer. Sawyer just trying to shield the ball against the Heat Elite players. He did quite well, but Wells is right there. Joey Wells now. Oh, the cross to whoever can get there for the Heat Elite. Now Eric Jocelyn on the ball. Eric Jocelyn for the Heat Elite. Cleared by Marcus Smith in front of Sawyer. Sawyer just trying to play defense, but he's really not going to do very much there. Oh, and across the box, the ball goes out of play. And now an update in scores on the court across from us at court number 2. The Vermont Chargers 8, Henry County Hotshots 1. A little give and go there. Nikki Dwyer trying to pass it down. Lopez Morton has to make a play on the ball. Smith with a cross. Wells cuts it off. Sawyer, the last to touch that one. Lakeshore Power up 7-0 over the Boston Breakers. Oh, and that ball off of the official. The referees have to get out of the way quickly because these teams are looking to restart. Harden. And there's the final whistle. A lot of back and forth in this match, but the Heat Elite able to get enough of the momentum to pull out a 3-1 victory over the Tidewater Piranhas. Stay tuned because you're watching the 2015 MK Battery USPSA Founders and Presidents Conference Cup Tournament. We'll be back in just a little bit.